Welcome back, guys, on my YouTube channel. Today I'm here with the KTM 690 light adventure build. This was quite a rush because we had to do it in just a couple of days because this bike is going to the Sterrare Umano Trophy. It's a very nice adventure riding event that is held in the south of Italy. So we didn't manage to put everything we wanted on this bike, but I wanted to bring you a 690 here on the channel because it's been a while since the last 690 I built. But with no further ado, let's start seeing what we installed. Okay, to start with, we have the new Rebel X Ultralight Adventure Rally Kit. This is the first time I show it on the 690 because I got in my Instagram page several messages asking me to see how it fits on the KTM 690, so now you see it. Here you immediately see a small upgrade we did to the Rebel X lights. We changed the frame color of the lights. This will be something that in future will be available directly from Rebel X, so you can choose the light with a different color configuration. We went with a fluorescent orange to make them really stand out. These are 80 watt lights, 40 watt each, so they make a huge amount of light, and you have a spot and a flood. Everything is behind this very compact windshield. This windshield adds a bit of protection. Clearly don't expect it to be like the full rally nav towers from Rebel X that really improve the aerodynamics of the bikes. This is more a kit for who wants to ride also on very tight trails and who wants to have the extreme versatility but not have anything, you know, obstructing the view in the front. So you have a bit more aerodynamic protection, but not such a huge difference like with other systems. The windshield is adjustable in tilt angle and you can bring it back and forward. From this view, you can see the handguards where we put the classical factory Dakar team handguards. A lot of people ask me, where can you get these handguards? Just send an email to Rebel X in the description and they'll be able to provide them in different color combinations. These handguards, as most of you that follow the channel know, but for those that are new to the channel, provide a much better protection, especially like in cold weather, because with these flaps, you have your hand really well protected. But I'm not a fan of the hard steel or aluminum bars around the handguard. So the nice thing of these, and reason for which Dakar factory riders choose this option, is that these are made in plastic, so they flex a bit, and in case of crash, this can prevent you from bad injuries that the aluminum bars can cause you. But now let's start seeing the tower and the features of the towers we installed. From the rider's perspective, now you can see that we installed the new DMD2 Tablet. This, in my opinion, is a very good option for who wants to have a versatile system that comes with the DMD2 app installed with all the functionality. So you have the road book, you can upload road books and have here also the trip master all in one system, or you can use it for navigation and import GPX files. This is an Android system. That means you can install any app you want. If you want to also install apps like Osmand or Locus Map and so on. A very nice feature of the DMD2 tablet is that it comes with this very slim and simple cradle that has also a locking system, so you get a key and you can lock it when you're out on rides. You have the pogo pins. It feels nice and sturdy, and we did a small upgrade to the ultralight rally kit where we placed some silent blocks between the cradle and the bracket. Clearly on the tower you have the possibility to adjust the tilt angle, bring it more up, more down, or more near to the rider, or further out. And from this view, you can see how it blends perfectly with the windshield, not obstructing anything, nothing is touching. And so also the internal GPS antenna can capture the signal very well. On the handlebar, you don't then see any handlebar switch to command the tablet. For me, this is a must. I proposed it to the customer, but he wasn't sure as this is his first adventure build. He has also other bikes. For this reason, what I believe we will install after he takes part in this event will be a Bluetooth command, a controller. This in particular, the Remotech. The reason for this is since he has several bikes, for sure he doesn't want to buy a full system for every bike and a switch that you have to wire to the power or then move and lose a lot of time when you have to move it from one bike to the other, since he has very limited time. With the Remotech, it has an internal battery. This lasts really long, and you can just get the bracket to place here so you can slide it in and slide it out, move it from one bike to the other. Also with the DMD2 Tablet, he'll just need to get another cradle and put it on his other adventure bike. In this way, he will always be able to easily and quickly carry the full system with the switch and the tablet to whichever bike he's using. Now from the side, you can see that we have our usual fuse box with the LED error indicator. You know, this is used by factory teams, and this is really nice because on the 690, the kit comes with all the plug and play wiring harness, both for the lights and also for the power, where you have power only when you turn on the bike, and when you turn it off, you won't have to worry about leaving anything on. Eventually, if you want continuous power, you'll use the ACC2 plug into the ACC1 plug, which is the continuous power. This fuse box then helps the fact that we won't have to run any wire to the battery. We do all the wiring here, and from this side of the tower, you can see how the configuration with so many holes on the tower is developed in order to make this kit compatible basically with almost any different type of light, with any different type of tablet or roadbook holder or GPS and Garmin GPS, as this configuration was developed after testing all the devices on the market, all the different light systems from different brands, meaning that in the course of the future, if he wants to change or upgrade something, he wants to change tablet or he wants to change lights, he will be able to do it without having to buy the full system. Same goes with the windshield, because in future, different windshields will be available for this tower. But most of all, what if you change bike and from a KTM 690, you want to buy a Honda CRF 450RX? Well, you'll always be able to bring the kit and just buy the triple clamp mount. So that for me is a really kill feature, because once you invest in this system, you will then be able to bring it also in your future bikes and change the features based on your needs. Many ask about turn indicators. For me, I would never put them on my bikes. I prefer to just ride illegal. But speaking about illegal, these LED lights in Europe are not street legal. They're for only off-road use. Most people use them because it's rare you get stopped. So even on my bikes, I don't run street legal lights, because the street legal option is available. You have the Hella LED lights, the same that are mounted on the KTM Rally replica, but those make only 32 watt of light, so a much dimmer light compared to these, and the cost is pretty high for the street legal version. Turn indicators, you can put them here on the side of the tower using one of the holes, or as some have requested, some specific add-on brackets are being made in order to bring the turn indicators a bit more down and a bit more out so that they are fully visible, especially in case you're using very small turn indicators. Under the turn indicator, you see a very sexy and cool stainless steel on-off switch with LED indicator. So when you turn it on, this lights up. In this build, we didn't wire it to anything, because even the USB ports that are an optional with voltmeter display have their own switch integrated in the quick charge USB port, so you can turn it off and on. This is waterproof. You have this silicone cover, but for me on these kind of bikes, on the 690, 701 and 700, This optional is a bit a must because you get the voltmeter display, and that's really important because if you're on a trip or you're at an event and you see that the battery is going a bit down, at least you know it. Or if the bike is not turning on, you'll see why, and let's say the voltmeter is saying 6 volts, you know that the reason the bike is not turning on is not a mechanical issue, it's just the battery that needs charging. Now from the side you can see this 2024 KTM 690 where we got requested also to do a sticker set. As you know, I have all internal machinery to develop, print, laminate and cut sticker kits. Since Demetrio had come to an adventure bike rally school, he also came here to the workshop and saw my motocross KTM that we presented last year on the channel. He really liked that graphic kit, so he asked us, can you bring that graphic kit on the KTM 690? We said, for sure we can do it. So we started from that base, brought it on here on the 690, clearly had to adapt it. Furthermore, he wanted the logo of his company, so we integrated here on the shroud where it would be very visible, especially because then he can justify it to his wife and say, look, I had to do the graphic, we need to invest in marketing, we need to show our company around. And that excuse can always work if you work with your partner. We went then for the matte finish. This is a very thick graphic, so it protects the plastics as the bike was brand new, and in this way it will preserve it also in the future. And once he wants to either sell the bike or change the graphic, everything will be nice with no scratches underneath, as the material we use is basically 500 micron between print vinyl and lamination. It also features a special airflow system. In fact, if you see in the video, you don't see any bubble because this material that we import from the US is very particular, and it helps a lot even people that have no experience in applying graphics to get a perfect fit without any bubbles and without any headaches and frustration. From this view, you also see a must-have upgrade on the 690, 701, 700, the foot pegs. We removed the OEM foot pegs because with the clutch cover protruding quite a bit out, the standard foot pegs, in my opinion, are a bit small. So we went with the factory KTM rally replica foot pegs that just fit directly without the need of any modifications. This gives a much larger surface for your foot, giving you more control when you're standing up and much more grip, but also comfort on the long liaisons. From this other side, you see instead the carbon Tecmo protector that we put instead of the OEM heat shield, because this dissipates heat better than the steel one, but also makes your bike look more factory. Same with the exhaust. I usually use this Arrow exhaust on most of my 701 690 builds with the black and the carbon end cap. It makes a much better noise, looks much nicer, dissipates heat more, but also saves you a lot of weight because the OEM exhaust with all the restrictions is very heavy. This exhaust comes in 2 versions. You can get the non-street legal or the street legal version. This is the street legal one, so it has homologation and you won't have to worry about when you get stopped by the cops, even though I advise you to never stop and just run away on the trails. 2 upgrades we didn't manage to do on this bike, but are planned for when Demetrio comes back from his event, is the rear filler cap, because this with the key, you see so many in Facebook groups and forums that end up breaking the key inside. There is a reason for this. The specific reason is that if you use this bike a lot off-road, the subframe is all the fuel tank and you have so much fuel just moving around, because this is a full like 13-liter tank, and with all the movement of the fuel off-road, the fuel then produces gas and there is not enough breathing of this tank with this kind of cap, that it ends up making vapor lock. So you go with the key, you try and twist but it's not opening, you try and push because it's making like a vacuum, and then you break your key. So on all the bike builds that I do here, I always change the filler cap. Didn't have it in stock at the moment, and same with the seat cover, because we go with the Selle dalla Valle seat cover that adds a lot more comfort comparing it to the OEM seat cover that's much more rigid. Well guys, that's all for this light 690 adventure build. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this build or you prefer the other builds we do with a full rally kit. Furthermore, let me know what you would place on your KTM 690, 701 or GasGas 700, because I'm always curious to see what everyone likes to place on their bike. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram for live content updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!